everybody, how's it going today? Alright, today I'm going to do a video that you might not think is exciting at first, but when you really dig into it, you start to realize that possibly half of why the C60 solutions are so beneficial is because of the olive oil. And when you start to look at the beneficial effects of the olive oil and also how much it costs to source olive oil, because you don't want to be just using some $5 bottle from the store to make 30 100 milliliter jars, bottles. You want to get high quality stuff that has a high polyphenol count. So what are polyphenols? Well, I got notes because it's the morning time and I'm still a little groggy. So polyphenols can be categorized into the following groups. So flavonoids, we've probably heard of those. Phenolic acids, still beans, and lignans. You might have heard of lignans. Lignans a lot of times are in unprocessed, unfiltered oils. So high polyphenol foods, a lot of them are plant-based foods. And it just so happens, stuff like fruits, oranges, apples, blah blah blah, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, beverages, coffee, tea, and red wine. Some in fats, a lot, some in spices and seasonings. It just so happens that olives have and olive oil specifically has a high polyphenol count. What do polyphenols do? So, the benefits are because of its antioxidant properties. So, some of the things that polyphenols do is they can reduce inflammation big time. It's things like they can help with type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and quite possibly even obesity. I don't know if, probably a lot of you have heard of the Mediterranean diet. I don't know what rock you're living under if you haven't heard of the Mediterranean diet. Basically, it's a lot more plants, things like olive oil, artichokes, stuff like that. I believe, in my personal opinion, and I'm not a doctor, but I believe in my personal opinion, one of the reasons why that diet is so successful is because of foods that are high in polyphenols. Things like olive oil. I believe that artichokes are extremely high also. But the things that really, it helps prevent oxidation of your cells. It helps with insulin sensitivity, helps things like that. Now, as I said, you can't just use any olive oil. It has to be extra virgin olive oil. You don't want to use something that was heat processed or chemical processed, hopefully, to pull out the oil. Because the heat will kill the polyphenols. It'll kill the antioxidant properties. So, there's another step, and actually, this company uses, the Good and Cheap uses extra virgin olive oil, organic. So they don't like, test. did not find any COAs or any tests for their olive oil. And you would think, well, why would you test olive oil? Well, because you're trying to tell everybody, hey, we're using very good, very high quality olive oil, and we are backing it up. We're backing up our claims. This company uses organic extra virgin olive oil, the EVOO, that Rachel Ray likes to use. Organic is good because then at least it's pesticide free, or should be, better be. Now, you can possibly tell a little bit by flavor what some of these polyphenols are. and I'm just going to say possibly, because the polyphenols, specifically these two, oleocanthal and oleacine, those two, they kind of give the olive oil that peppery, maybe even a little spicy, when it hits the back of your mouth, that little peppery kick to where it's kind of pungent, a little kick. A lot of times when they have these taste contests, it won this award for this prestigious taste contest. You can't go by taste. Generally, a more mild one may have less polyphenols. Again, I'm also going by that taste thing, and you can't. Comparing these two, this one has a more mild flavor. Doesn't quite have that peppery kick at the end, at the finish. Does that mean anything? No, because I'm no specialist. My tongue is no specialist. It's just a little different. This company, the C60 Supply, and what interested me was they have COAs for their olive oil. I think there's another company out there that does. I was talking with someone. There's another company that does. I can't remember their name, but their COAs were outdated. I think they're pretty old. These guys, for every batch, so every month or 2 months, I don't know how often they're doing a batch, but they're doing COAs for their olive oil, which I thought was really cool. I mean, most people wouldn't even think of doing that. I wouldn't think of doing it. I would think, oh, just use, just take our word for it. I also spoke with those guys too. They use the Mission olive, which is in California. There is nothing that says Californian is less beneficial than something from, let's say, the Isle of Crete. A lot of the articles I've read say the Isle of Crete, Greece, some Italian olives might have the highest polyphenols. There's nothing that says one is better than the other. Mission olives were brought over, the olive trees were brought over by, I believe, Franciscan missionaries in the late 1700s, I think 1780-ish. Yeah, this is how much I dug into it, because I was like, I'm going to totally nerd out. This is very interesting to me. So, over time, of course, it changes a little bit. You've got a little different, the cross-pollination, the breeding, you end up with a little bit different olive than what you first started with, of course, but Mission olives are still very good. So here's where we get to the interesting part, or another interesting part. So I was doing the pricing because I bought some olive oil from somewhere in Italy. I think it was a $40 bottle for, it's probably going to be around 500 milliliters. Okay, so something like that. Okay, a $40 bottle. One of these little bottles is 100 milliliters. So you basically get 5 bottles. Basically, a little under. But for my math, we're just going to go horseshoes and hand grenades. So that's about $8 of oil, olive oil, to produce one of these 100 ml bottles. So $8. Mission olives were a little less than half to these guys. Why are they using Mission? Because it's still awesome quality, and the price was about $3.50 from my math. I suppose if you buy even in higher quantities, some of these will even drop down in price. So, very interesting stuff. I'm even going to incorporate a little more olive oil into my diet because who doesn't want a little better health? You know, I probably should eat more vegetables, fruits, blah, blah, blah. I do all right in that category. I mean, there's, I'll always order a super combo pizza. But I find it interesting. I hope you do. Dig into it. Dig into why is olive oil the oil of choice for the C60. Because quite possibly one of the reasons why is because of the high polyphenol count that olive oil has, and just that super antioxidant property. And go back to the Mediterranean diet. Why does that diet work so well? Why do a lot of people experience very good results from it? Lowering cholesterol, lowering getting rid of type 2 diabetes at times. It's a diet that satisfies. It's not something where you're starving your body. You're satisfying your body, getting lots of polyphenols. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you have a fantastic day. God bless you.